So take your drained noodles and put them right into the, oh yeah. Oh, I love that sound. Hi guys, I'm Hannah Osbrink. I'm a food writer and recipe developer, and I love to share with you one of my favorite recipes these days for a super quick and easy spicy udon noodles with gochujang and bacon. If you like noodles, if you like pasta, if you like bacon, you're gonna want to watch. So let's get started. So I just want to introduce you guys, if you don't already know, about Sanuki udon. They are these fabulously chewy udon noodles from Japan. They come frozen, and they usually come individually wrapped like this. You can just keep them in the freezer. They're already pre-cooked, so all you have to do is basically defrost them, get them out of this caked state, and then they're awesome in obviously traditional udon noodle soups or yaki udon or any type of stir-fried udon, which is what we're doing today. So to make these udon noodles, the ingredient list is quite short. Obviously, you're gonna want the frozen udon noodles. I would recommend the frozen variety and not the dried kind because the texture is just so much better. Some scallions, which we'll be sauteing slowly with some bacon. And we're going to slowly render the bacon fat in the pan so that both the bacon and scallions can get to know each other. We're going to use just a spoonful of Korean gochujang, which is a red pepper paste. It's delicious. If you've had kimchi jjigae or bibimbap or really any type of Korean food, you've probably seen gochujang around. I took inspiration for this recipe because our family loves pasta carbonara. Who doesn't like carbonara? So while this starts off as like more of an Asian style stir-fried udon, I bring in the Italian Roman technique of mixing with egg and cheese to make it kind of carbonara-esque. But it's not carbonara, so Italians, please don't be mad at me, but I swear it's delicious. So back to the ingredients, we're gonna use a couple of minced garlic cloves and grated parm. I've already grated ahead of time. So first thing you want to do is get a pot of water to the boil. I'm using this one here. So I'm going to get started with the scallions here. And we're going to reserve just about maybe a tablespoon of the greens so we can garnish. Here I have 2 slices of thickly cut bacon. I actually love the ones from Trader Joe's. If you're in the New York area, Fresh Direct also has a great bacon. If you're using a thinner variety, just add a couple more slices. It will still be delicious, perhaps even more delicious. So you want to cut your bacon into about 1/4-inch strips, or lardons, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so we are ready to start cooking, and we have the water going for the udon. Grab a pan. You actually don't even want to go too hot. Like I said, maybe like a medium low. I'm gonna turn on the light so you guys can see everything. I would say a neutral oil is best here, just a tablespoon. You can eyeball that. And we're going to put in the bacon and our chopped scallions. Koreans love scallion oil. They call it pa kirim, and it just brings a really nice, delicious, it just builds a nice foundation for whatever you're cooking. So this is also kind of how I start kimchi fried rice, if you're a fan of that. I have garlic, so I would say 2 to 3 cloves, and this is a very divisive kitchen utensil. It probably will divide a nation, but I love my garlic press, and I don't know why I'm getting so close, but I'm very passionate about this. But some people hate it. Like I mentioned, I'm Korean, so we go through so much garlic in our house. If I didn't have this, I don't know where I'd be. It's super easy to clean. I know that's a con that some people mention, but mince your garlic however you like. You can press it if you have a garlic press like me. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you like your garlic press or not, or if you're a hater. So what I like to do, I'm just pressing it over the scallions to start the aromatic base. I'm just gonna add a little salt to just the scallions and the garlic, I think, to help them sweat out a bit. I'm gonna keep an eyeball on this, but it's going to take a few minutes. Okay. So while the bacon and scallions are cooking, we're going to work on the carbonara-esque portion of this recipe, and what that means is separating eggs. We're gonna use 2 egg yolks. So I've had these eggs out on the counter since this morning. I think room temperature eggs, it's just better to work with in terms of flavor, but it's fine if you just pull them from the fridge as well. Save those whites for your omelet tomorrow morning. Here we have the egg yolks. I'm just going one-handed here. We're going to put the cheese that we grated. Add more if you'd like. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper and then whisk this together. You really want a discernible amount of pepper, whatever that means for you. I would say at least 8 to 10 cranks on your whitest setting. I think it's obviously really delicious, but the texture of these coarsely ground peppercorns, I think it really adds something to noodle and pasta dishes. Okay, so you're just going to combine this very kind of tasty, cheesy, egg and cheese mixture, but don't worry, we're going to add a little bit of the udon cooking water in a bit to let it loosen up and become more of a silky sauce, so don't fret. But it should look like this and be a little difficult to stir together. Let's look at our bacon. It is crisping up pretty quickly. If it looks like it's browning too fast, just cut the heat back a little bit. So when your bacon and scallion mixture gets to be around this much done, so you want it crisped up in certain places but not completely dried out and crisped up all around, we can add our gochujang and soy sauce. We're going to add about a tablespoon, and just maybe a teaspoon of soy sauce. And what I like to do is kind of fry the gochujang and soy sauce to, again, perfume the oil. It's all about that flavor building. And then you can mix it all together with the bacon and the scallions. So I cut the heat to low on this. It's just going to hang out while we make the noodles, which will require our full attention. They take no more than 45 to 60 seconds to cook. I can tell the water is boiling. So to this water, and again, you don't need to salt it. Just put in your udon blocks and don't walk away. I have a timer here. We can count it down together. You just want to watch it and gently with your tongs zhuzh it, but not quite yet. Just give them a minute to get used to the jacuzzi. See, they're basically almost done. Making sure that they're separated. You can do one of two things. You can grab a spider or a long-handled colander and drain the water and transfer it over to the pan, or you can just drain the old-fashioned way, reserving just one little cup of water, and then we'll add it to the pan. So take your drained noodles and put them right into the, oh yeah, oh I love that sound. So what you want to do too is lift up any of the delicious flavor you've accumulated at the bottom of the pan. You're just getting the udon familiar with the sauce. What I would do, I would also cut the heat here. If it's looking a little dry, you can add some of this reserved water. Don't put too much, just a little bit. And honestly, at this point, the noodles are delicious as is. But we're gonna go a little bit further in our steps. So if you wanna have a taste, you should, because it's quite delicious. Remember this cheesy kind of paste we made? Well, we reserved some of the udon water. I would say add like maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons and give it a mix. So you want enough of the reserved udon cooking water to make a nice kind of silky sauce like this. And basically we're going to join this with this. So basically you're going to join this egg cheese mixture with the udon noodles. You can do it one of 2 ways. You can either bring the noodles over to the egg and cheese, which is what I'm going to do, or you can scrape it into your pan. That one is a little tricky sometimes because if your pan is too hot, the residual heat might scramble the eggs. So I think if you have a pan that is light enough to, maneuver, just pour that lot in. Again, scraping everything. Okay, so this is in a pre-mixed state and we're going to have them joined together. So what I like to do is it's a 2-spoon operation, and while the noodles are still hot, just gently coat them with the egg and cheese. And then what I would do as well is add just a 1/4 teaspoon, just like a little drop of toasted sesame oil. This is just a nice finishing oil. No more than that really, because it can be overwhelming, but I think the added aroma, it definitely brings it together. So here is what it should look like. Everything is coated well in this kind of orangey light red color, and we're gonna plate it up and garnish it and eat it. This should feed 2 people or very hungry person. Don't forget the bacon kind of likes to settle in at the bottom of the bowl, so don't let them hide from you. And then garnish with reserved green scallions. Udon is just one of my favorite noodles from childhood, and if you don't already stock your pantry with udon noodles, you totally should. The udon are not overcooked. Remember, we took them out of the water in less than a minute, so they're nice and chewy, bouncy. This is delicious. It comes together so fast, and I really hope you will try it and let me know how you like it. If you like this video, if you like this recipe or excited to try it, please hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.